David here with Figboot on Pens, back again with another ink review. The good folks over at Papier Plume, who are based in the French Quarter of New Orleans, have released a new set of inks just in time for Mardi Gras. Celebrating Mardi Gras is something deeply ingrained in the New Orleans culture, and every year the time between late February and early March turns into one big party down in the French Quarter. There are many parades over several weeks. Some parades have traditional large colored floats that you might be familiar with, but there's lots of smaller walking parades as well, several of which come right past the Papier Plume location in the French Quarter. The most recent parade passing by was called Barcus, which was a parade for dogs. Mardi Gras is French for Fat Tuesday, which refers to the last night that you're allowed to eat rich, fatty foods before Lent. The dates of Mardi Gras really change each year because it's based on when Easter Sunday is, which changes each year. Easter can fall on any Sunday from late March to late April. I believe it's something like the first Sunday after the first moon following the spring equinox. Okay, that is enough about Figboot on calendars. Let's get back to these interesting inks. And in order to get a closer look at them, please join me over here. Now wait, I actually have changed my setup here. My camera 2 setup was always directly to my right, but now it's to my left. So moving forward, I guess I'll gesture to my left rather than my right. Not that it really matters. So please join me over here to my left at camera 2. So here is the Papier Plume Mardi Gras ink set in this festive box. Now this isn't the most sturdy box. It's not something you're going to keep. Something that I didn't mention up top, but Papier Plume was running a contest where when you purchased one of these sets, hidden inside one of the sets was a little king baby. And if you found that baby, then you won $150. Now I can't remember if it was $150 or store credit, but either way you won $150, and I believe that baby has been found. So according to their Instagram, the winner has already claimed their prize. But it was nice, and they said that in the future they might do future prizes like that. So there are 3 colors. There is doubloon. You could see I already have a little spillage on here. That was my own fault. This is what doubloon looks like. And then we have Masquerade, and this is what Masquerade looks like. It's like a deeper purple. Now, actually, both of these, or all 3 of these inks have shimmer in them. You can see that the yellow has like a gold shimmer in it, or gold shimmer, and then the purple has a purple shimmer in it. And then the last color is neutral ground, which is a green with a purple shimmer in it. And this one is neutral ground. This is what the inks look like on 52-gram Tomoe River paper. This is with a Q-tip application, and then this is with a thicker smear, and then this is with a syringe dropping some on here. You can see with this green that when you get the really, really heavy application, then you get a lot of that purple. So that almost looks like a purple ink, but if you look up close, you can see that there is a bit of green in there. But you can see that there is a bit of shading in there, and that the more heavier application, the more of that purple shimmer is going to come through. There is the gold doubloon, again with the gold shimmer in the very heavy application. And then finally here at the bottom, we have the Masquerade with the purple shimmer in it as well. And you can kind of get a good look at that, especially in the heavier application. So of the 3 inks, I decided we were going to focus on neutral ground. So neutral ground here is a real nice green that you can see, when it's a heavier application up here on the top, that it does have a bit of shading to it. This is Rhodia 80-gram paper. The ghosting and bleed is low. Even with this heavy application, you can see that there's very little bleeding. I'd say the shade is medium. The sheen is low, but the shimmer is medium. I say medium just because on normal applications, it's not like super, super shimmery, but it just adds a bit of an accent. So in regard to pens, I have 3 of them. You could see a peek at one of them, what it's going to be. But I thought for a green ink, I would choose 3 green pens. And this first one is this Sailor 1911 large, and this is in called Sea Glass, which is kind of a blue-green. So we have the Sailor 1911 large, and we'll say Sea Glass. And this is a hard fine nib. Then next up we have a pen from Wancher, and this is the Kaleido. And again, this has a lot of green in it, but then also some blue in it. But I always liked kind of the looks of this pen. It's a nice look to it. And then finally, we have a pen that I just recently picked up, and that would be the Diplomat Elox Matrix. And so this is just a little bit of a different look to the Elox, which normally has the concentric rings, but this one has the lines on it. So we have the Diplomat Elox Matrix. Oh, this Kaleido was a medium, and this Matrix is a broad. And then also here up the top, I use this Pilot Parallel, and that's in a 3.8 millimeter. Okay, in regard to a writing sample, I thought I would talk a little bit about neutral ground. So what I said was neutral ground refers to the strip of land running through the middle of a two-way street. What I mean by that is, let's just draw a little diagram. We have a street that goes like this, and we have the street that goes in this direction, and the street and goes in that direction, and then in this middle area here is a median. And in the New Orleans area, that was an area that was used for like streetcars and things like that, and it's usually a big grassy area. Next up, with the Wancher, I said that there is a hotly contested debate between Mardi Gras attendees, which is better, sidewalk side or neutral ground. So some folks like to hang out here in the sidewalks when they're watching the parades and the sidewalks, and other folks like hanging out here in the middle. And that's what neutral ground refers to. And finally here with the Diplomat Elox Matrix, I said that during the festivities, over 1 million people will visit New Orleans to participate in the celebration. Okay, in regard to flow, I'd say that this is a medium flowing ink. In drying time, it dries between 15 and 30 seconds. I said here that Papier Plume Neutral Ground and the entire Mardi Gras set is a festive way to celebrate the Mardi Gras season. Let's actually take a look at the water test here and put a little bit of water on here. It doesn't contend to be waterproof. But as that's sitting here, let's take a look at some chromatography of all three inks. I always enjoy watching these because sometimes the breakdown of colors is a little unexpected. For example, let's see, this is what the Masquerade looks like with a lot of grays and purples. And you can see that the shimmer actually stays down here at the bottom. The same goes for the doubloon. You can see the doubloon is basically a yellow and some gold here, and then the shimmer is down here at the bottom. But then here is the neutral ground. And I would have expected that maybe a little bit more blue came out there, but it's basically more of a yellowish green. And then right there, you can see that there's the shimmer. But I would have expected there you would have broken down to a little bit more blue, but in this case, it didn't. Okay, and let's see how that breaks down. And you can see that it did not handle well being underwater. But like I said, it doesn't claim to be a waterproof ink. So there we have the Papier Plume Neutral Ground, as well as the Masquerade, if I can get them all here, as well as the doubloon. These sell for $15 each on the Papier Plume website. I'll put a link where you can find that in the notes below. And you could purchase the set for $45. Actually, no, I'm sorry, $40. And so it's a bit of a discount if you buy a set. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.